This video is for the people that have terrible experiences with public speaking classes and really just public speaking in general. So, as a high schooler, you kind of need public speaking as a class in some sort of way. For me, I had to take two public speaking classes, and I didn't really like my experience in either of them. Now, the teachers are great. I love the teachers. I'm saying that because like they might see this and Anyways, I love the teachers in the classes. I just don't like the classes itself. Um, but this for some reason the school system seems to think that taking a public speaking class is important for your I don't know mental health or your general uh, experience in adulthood, which doesn't really do much. Like I do not remember a single thing I learned in my speaking classes that I still apply to this day. In fact, most of the classes that, like I gained from those classes was just like, yeah, who cares? It's just whatever. It's just a class. Like most of the stuff just went over my head to me. Like there's two classes I had to take that like were public speaking. One was like oral and written communication, and the other was speech and debate. So for oral and written communication, I was like new to my school at the time, and I didn't really know anybody. So like one thing the teacher made us do like to practice our public speaking skills was like go up in front of like we had to get into a group of like one or two people based on I don't know interests or commonalities or something like that. So and he put on like a motivational video and we had discussed the motivational video like what this meant to us. So I pretty much like met some like new person and like he introduced himself. Like these people introduced themselves. I'm like, "Oh, hi. I'm Jason. What's your name?" And then like they started talking about what they found interesting from the video and I'm just sitting here like, "Crap, I forgot their name. What's their name again?" And then by the end when they're done talking, like I pretty much have to say, "Oh, yeah, I agree 100%." And I'm like, "Who are you again?" But thing is, that's kind of really awkward to do, especially when you're meeting someone new like to ask him your name again. Maybe it's just a me thing. Like maybe there's some of you out there that also feel awkward when it comes to that. But I just don't really like asking people's name a second time after meeting someone. It's just embarrassing. So then after that, like we'd go back to our seats, and then he's like, "Okay, so I'm gonna pick a number between 1 and 10." And then or you guys are gonna pick a number between 1 and 10. And then, I'm gonna count each person out, and whoever I land on has a share of their partner set and their name. And I'm like, I don't want to do this because first of all, I forgot the person's name, and the second thing is I forgot what they said because I was too busy trying to remember the person's name. So there were a few times where he landed on me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I forgot what my partner said." And then like the teacher's like, "Well, do you know what your partner's name is?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, well, that's okay." And then he just moved on. I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank goodness." But it was still kind of embarrassing because I felt like everyone was looking at me. Another aspect of the class, like in second semester, we had to do like a mock interview, and it was I got a terrible score on like the actual interview portion. Luckily, like there was other assignments that like portions of the assignment that I was able to do better on, so it wasn't all bad. But like what happened was that I had to interview for I pretty much had to choose a random group of interviewers to I don't know to participate with in this mock interview, and I met like this they seemed like a nice couple. They owned a hair salon or something like that. So like I didn't even know that at the time. So I had a resume. I had all these skills planned. I was ready to go. And then I came up to them and they're like, "So, what are your qualifications to become a social media manager for our new hair salon?" And I'm sitting here like, am I qualified? Because I don't even think my resume even shows that I'm qualified. And they're just sitting looking at my resume like, hmm, like it's social media manager for a hair salon. There's nothing in my resume that says that I would be a capable qual- a capable candidate to like be part of the social media job. So like what do you expect me to do? Like just sit there with like my like twiddling my thumbs like trying to figure out what to say. So I said like, "Oh, I watch YouTube. That's my qualifications." And they're like, interesting." And then they gave me a terrible score on the interview. And I was pretty pissed at the time because like what else do you want me to say? Like they pretty much told us some random occupation out of the dark without us knowing anything, how to put together a resume when we had no idea what the resume like was even gonna go for. Like, of course, I'm gonna get a terrible score when you don't tell me anything. The other class I had to take was public speaking related, was speech and debate. And now I'm really good at arguing with people, but when it comes to actually arguing about something that I don't really care for, that I'm not passionate about, it just gets really difficult to do, especially when there's a lot of people watching you argue your topic. So like for like the final for speech and debate, we had to like, debate people on some stupid topic, and I didn't really know what to say because, well, for one, there's a lot of people watching me, and then I was also like fighting with these people that I don't really even know. So we ended up getting a terrible grade the first time we went around, and after like the debate was over, like I'm like, crap, I should have said this, I should have said that. Like, like one of those things where like you come up with a comeback like after someone says something to you like a day after or something or a week after. Like I'm like that one person. Like whenever someone like has a confrontation with me, like usually I'm just speechless when it happens, and then like a week later I'm like, oh, I should have said you look ugly or something. I don't know. But there's another part where I had to do an assignment based on like arguing whether or not Batman or Superman was better. And one thing about me is that I don't really care for superhero movies at all. So when I was asked that question to argue whether or not Batman or Superman was better, I said, who? Well, obviously I didn't say who. I know who those people are. I'm not that stupid, but I pretty much said like, what's the difference between the two of them? Like, I know there's Batman. He like is a bat guy, where it's like black and gray or whatever. Superman's the one with like the red S on his shirt or something. But that's kind of all I knew. So I'd actually do research. So not only in a speech and debate class, I do research on superheroes, figure out which one's better. And then I pretty much just went up in front of a group, my entire class, like by myself, to present this. And I didn't really know what to say. This class is like a group of like 60 people. This is my entire class in the school. So, like, yeah, I know my school's small, but I didn't really know what to say. I was kind of just stuttering, like tripping on my words. I'm like, well, see, Batman, he's better because he's a bat, and Superman, he's just a man. That wasn't really my point. I don't really remember what my points were. I don't understand why the school system like just wants us to take public speaking classes because it just ends up giving us more anxiety. It makes us more nervous. I did not learn a single thing from those classes, and I never doubt I will. I don't think anyone has learned anything from public speaking class. But hey, we still gotta do it. We gotta challenge our fears. And by challenge our fears, they mean make everything worse and make your fears more amplified and make you want to just start falling and crying and dying on the spot and just rolling around in fetal position. But anyways, that's today's video. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.